Most of the time, young people work in their own. They won't cooperate easily. They won't ask for help. And one very important issue for us is that we have a very big university, the Third University of Greece, and this university does not offer its energy to a community. And most of the times, community does not ask for help from the university. So it's very important to include the concept of utilizing the power, the energy of the university and the young people there. So community and university should work together to bring effect, results to young initiatives. The most important aspect that my generation has offered to us and to our local support group or local action plan is that we have gained new ways of conceptualizing things, new ways of working with things, new ways of communicating, less formal ways of communicating, and more fresh way of expressing things. Because things in Greece several times are a bit formal and bureaucratic, and this cannot help youth voice to be expressed. Being in touch with many other cities and where youth are very supported to act and very supported to express what they think, my generation has helped us a lot to find new ways to express thoughts and ideas. I think that the most important thing to be sustained after the project stops is the political will to take youth expression in consideration. So we should feel powerful to convince politicians that they have something to gain from the young people there. And it's not that easy. It's not that easy. It's not easy to convince politicians to think what a young people would think in their case. So the most important thing to sustain is have politicians, as supporters, and the second one is to gain new forms or organizing youth potential, because I don't want to have some forms of co-creation now and afterwards this fade away. I think the most important thing so as to keep this energy alive is to find another way to communicate. It's necessary to find ways people come together in the same place, different people for different stakeholders to come together. In case we manage to bring people together, discuss, making the context, making what is needed to be done in order to discuss, I think this can be, and when people see that things change smoothly, they can believe in that. They can believe that this can happen. So the first thing to be done is to send the context for communication. Be here. It's not always easy to get the approval of the new people engaged, involved in organizations and in projects. So when people change, aspects change, ideas change, the way you communicate change. It's the most the biggest challenge for us is to find a way to work together, even though people change in organizations, NGOs, politicians may change, of course, and other youth organizations will change. So we should build a context that can be successful regardless of the people that represent the organizations. That's our main concern. Well, what I can see is that we'll find many ways to communicate face to face with separately with cities. So we'll find ways to communicate directly with cities, direct to Valencia, direct to Gdansk, direct to Turgomures, and this must be the most suitable way to make things happen. So we have the impression of what a city can offer us, and we can utilize this. And the most important challenge for us now is to find who to speak with, who to cooperate with in every city, and have concrete results in several priorities we have, common priorities with the cities. I think the most important thing I learned from this workshop is that ideas can put into practice when there is a kind of city twinning. So when you ask for specific things in a specific city, you can gain more than being in a round table with all cities. So you can find some common aspects in your city with another city and discuss more concretely. That's the main thing I gained from this, because I saw it happen around here in 2 workshops. We're discussing with 2 cities specifically, and I think that's a very fruitful cooperation.